Hi, this is Mason.
We have sort of a problem here.
And you're watching the 315 with Brian Higgins Presents.
You apparently didn't put one of the new cover sheets on your TPS reports.
Transfer Portal Syracuse.
You see, we're putting the cover sheets on all TPS reports now before they go out.
With Brian Higgins and Jordan Capozzi.
Did you see the memo about this?
Capozzi.
If you could just go ahead and make sure you do that from now on, that would be great.
Capozzi.
And I'll go ahead and make sure you get another copy of that memo.
Capozzi.
We need to talk about your TPS reports.
With this week's TPS report.
If you could go ahead and try to remember to do that from now on, that'd be great.
Here's Brian and Jordan.
All right.
Oh, here we are. Yeah, it's a Tuesday. We've never done a show on a Tuesday before. That's all right. We're here and running. This is a very special edition of our Transfer Portal Syracuse program. One in which the portal's been popping off. We'll actually have to probably address the name of the program at some point. And if you'd like to join in, link is pinned top of the chat as always. The second thing today that is right below the link pinned top of the chat is a link to donate to our fine situation here. Look, Jordan, I put it right on the screen. We're fancy. Like, we did fancy stuff. It's right on top of your head, the amount of money we've raised so far. That's $294 that is going to the Food Bank of Central New York. And it's right below my mug. You can get the little link there and the thing to go donate. And we will be popping it in the chat at various intervals, like right now. Right, that's the wrong link. Oh, man, we failed. Remove, wrong link. Oh, we knew that would happen, Jordan.
Cancel.
Cancel the show.
Show's over.
Hang on, like right now. There we go, that's better. That link will get you to the spot to donate. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have to do some manual refreshing or whatnot. But this number above your head will hopefully grow larger, and then at the end of the evening by Christmas will be doubled up to $2,000 by our good friends at Wild Birds Unlimited. So this is all pretty cool, Jordan. We like what we got going on here tonight.
I'm excited. Shout out to Wild Birds.
Yeah. Well,
shout out to everybody here as well. I see Jen in the chat before we even went live, which we love. Jen's ready. Jen's a vet. Hello, Jen. Hello, everyone else watching.
It looks like a donation just came in. Let's see if I can get it to refresh on here. It might take this part of the internet may be slower than the part that there was a donation, but we'll continue to keep our eye on that throughout the old program today. So looking forward to that, and figuring out how to make this all work to get the things to pop up on the screen in a way that actually makes sense. So there's a lot going on. And we figured, like Wild Birds, they've been helping us all feed the birds. We figured 'tis the holiday season. Maybe we should focus on the humans for a minute. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna focus on the humans for a minute and make a donation. I know you, Jordan, in your time as an almost award-winning host of a local show, you talked to Lynn High of the local food bank often. I don't know, once a month maybe, or at least multiple times a year. And she was cool with us raising money, so we like that. But she always has a great message to share whenever you talk with her. Yeah,
shout out Lynn. She was like, "Yeah, go for it. You need me to send you anything?" It's like, "Nah, we're all set up." So we're excited. It's good. It's fun to talk sports and hang with all of you. But I'm glad that we got something behind it, and we're doing it for a good reason. See, pop a dono in there. We appreciate it, and again, it'll be matched. So when you donate, you are donating twice as much as you're donating. It's kind of incredible. It's like magic.
Yeah, it's magic math. I'm mostly trying to. The main thing I'm trying to do right now, Jordan, is figure out how to make it update on the screen. Like I had this working the other day, and now it's because we're now up to $319, but it still only says $294 atop your dome. So we need to. I'm gonna click some buttons. I'm gonna take you off the screen for a second. Bye, Jordan. No, bye. Get out. Now let's see if this did that do it. Update. Okay. Update. Why is it not updating? We'll work on it. We're working on it. I promise you it's updating. I'm not lying. It's at $319. $319 right now after a $25 donation from Casey. Thank you, Casey. And yes, Jen, shout out to all of the volunteers and employees at all the charities locally. Also, Jordan, we'll be getting into the nog tonight.
Yes.
I'm conserving. We're conserving water on our side of town right now, Jordan. So I'm on a full nog, nog diet right at the moment.
Oh, wow. I have huge nog news, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Does it have anything to do with the moose glass that you're sipping out of? Because is that your nog news? What's up, T-Takes?
It might be.
It might be.
It might be.
You've gone from the pint glass to a full on nog classic vessel.
It's apparently Clark Griswold from National Lampoon Christmas. I didn't know that.
It's not it's not apparently, Jordan. It is famously so. The the nog beverage, the nog glass of the Griswolds. Yeah.
100%. Shout out my buddy Mike Pattison, Uncle Mike, all things SU, your favorite player's favorite fan, providing the new nog receptacle.
I like it. I'd like it better.
It doesn't hold enough nog, though.
It doesn't hold enough nog. Look, I've taken it off the screen. Let's see if doing that makes it magically reappear correctly. What? Update! Man, the technology of this show is... you'd think I didn't test this thing. I did test the thing. I tested the thing! It doesn't matter. We're not supposed to yell about charitable situations, but it's a good one. Great cause. Link will pop in here. Just, all the time. Here, have it again, in case you forgot from 4 minutes ago. Have a link. I'm just going to keep it on the old...
You know what you're
you're
supposed to yell about, Brian?
Yeah. The portal?
The portal, Brian. We finally...
It is the name of the show.
We finally had the one. We finally had... I mean, it's not the one, but it's the one where you're like, oh, this stinks. Like, this is actually, oh, no.
Yeah, what do you make of this? Like, I don't know what to make of this, because they're up to 20 in the portal now, and some might say, oh God, that's a lot, but is it really in this day and age? I mean, if it keeps going up, it would be a shocking number. 20, it just kind of feels like the cost of doing business in major college sports right now, but I don't know. I don't quite know what to think about it right now. When it comes to Yasin, there was nothing in his statement that you could really read between the lines. He was like, hey, I'm getting out, or I don't like Fran, or, screw this offense, or I didn't get enough money. Like, it's hard to parse the reason of why this one's happening. Especially, I mean, the dude was the starting running back. Like, the other guys, like these wide receivers that had, like, hope and whatever, they weren't starters. He's the starting running back.
Well, you don't love when the guy says he's coming back, or when Fran says the guy's coming back. I don't remember how it released, whether it was Fran or whether Yasin said it first. You don't love that, and then it switches. So we'll start there. I mean,
I saw it from Yasin, but that doesn't necessarily mean a whole hill of beans. That's where I happened to see it first.
Doesn't it just have to be a money thing, right? Like, doesn't it have to be...
Based on the timing?
Right?
Yeah.
The only other possibility, and I find it unlikely because Fran called him the best player on the offense at the beginning of the year. Was it the whole team, maybe? Fran likes him. The only thing is maybe he's like, look, we're going to need to get somebody to compliment you because you haven't improved your pass catching that much. I find that unlikely. I think, somebody illegally contacted him or his agent or whoever and offered him a lot of money. And he wants a lot of money, and I can't blame him. You know how Fran is. Fran always tells him, look, I can't match that. Go get it. Here's the thing, right? Okay. Look. He's talented. I think he's a fan favorite because of the way he came up. The spring game his freshman year, everyone's like, oh, who's that guy? Hold the phone.
And he's a freaking tank.
Seeing that guy. Yeah, so you love seeing him succeed. He was saying all throughout the preseason, all throughout spring, he told me, he told other people that he was improving as a pass catcher. And I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, right? Good running back, good player. I'm not even going to give him okay. He was bad out of the backfield in terms of being a threat to catch passes. He couldn't catch very well I'm just being honest.
And
And
that's a significant part of this offense. Look at what LaQuinn Allen did
yeah.
last year. It's a significant part of it. Ooh, I think I might have
Mhm.
found the button to fix this issue, Jordan. There we
Oh,
go. Look
oh
above your head.
yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah, buttons. Okay, continue on.
Well, so yeah, so part of me wonders, like, look, it's gonna be a tough loss, but maybe they don't find a guy who's as vicious running through contact as him. But if you can find a guy who is 60% of the runner he was and twice as good of a pass catcher, which isn't asking much, is it worth it? I mean, Jaden Hart's in the portal. I think Nixon, right? We haven't heard anything about his
Does
eligibility,
he have
right?
more?
So
Could that be?
I thought he was appealing, but basically, it's a whole new slate for the running back. So
Right.
what they can do now is they can bring somebody in and tell them, you want to play, you're gonna play, and that means a lot for a running back.
Mm-hmm.
Like other receivers, like you can't guarantee a lot. If you tell a running back like he's the starting running back, that's big time. So I think they can replace him with a better fit.
And it's one of those things where, yeah, I realized the whole season went off the rails this past year. You sin, especially, and there's a lot of reasons for it, like, especially once Angeli went down, like, that's the time where, all right, we talked quarterback, right? We're like, all right, can any of these quarterbacks, it's on Ricky Collins now. Well, in many ways, and this is not all Yassin's fault, there's a lot of reasons for it. There's play calling, there's blocking, there's lack of opportunity. Like, you'd think that's where it would have switched to, all right, you lost your starting quarterback, put it on the horse and, like, go. You got a 230-pound bull out there. Give him the ball. And it never happened. And we heard Frank complain about it at, like, every halftime interview. Like, it was bizarre, right? And then when push came to shove, like, later in the season, I feel Yassin missed about half the games down the stretch with, I mean, it was always a mysterious, various amount of injuries. So you just never know, right? Like, he just, I don't know about you, Jordan. I was watching the, it was Sunday night, the Ravens game, when they didn't give the ball to Derrick Henry in the fourth. Like, Derrick Henry wasn't on the field in the fourth quarter after he'd been dominating the game. And I'm not saying Yassin Willis is Derrick Henry, but it feels like
That was different, though.
Yeah.
That was a good decision.
Right. Oh, for you, that was a good decision? Okay. I wink, wink. No, well, that's true. That's why it was a good decision for you. But it was bizarre. Like, this was also bizarre. We're like, all right, the starting quarterback's out. They're going to ride Yassin Willis. And they never even attempted it. And it was weird. It was weird, right? It didn't make a lot of sense in real time when it was happening.
Yeah, I mean, let's just be real, though. If they can't protect the quarterback, I didn't have much reason to believe they were going to run the ball. And
Right.
maybe that's part of it, too. Maybe Yassin was told, as we were all told, we're going to fix this offensive line. And it didn't happen. And he's like, all right, well, I'm a running back. I need to be young if I want to make it to the league. I can't spend 2 more years around. I need to have one good year and I need to jet. Is that one good year going to be here? Probably not. That could be it too. But I tend to think it's, as you like to say, it's the cash.
The main reason I think that, Jordan, is the timing. Like, it's December 23rd. Like, and again, which is funny to say because the portal still doesn't open for another week and a half. It's not open till officially to January 2. But usually you want to get your intent. Like, if you're getting out just because you're getting out, you want the world to know that you're getting out. The timing of this, and we'll be able to tell more, right, come Jan 2, Jan 3, if he's immediately picked up somewhere, if, he had the bag lined up somewhere. But, when it happens this way, and I don't blame the guy, like, the timing of the Jan 2 thing is going to end up so dumb because guys are going to have to, like, if you actually follow the rules, you're going to have to go in the portal, make a decision, and enroll at school in about a day and a half. So the fact that he's doing that, all right, like, more power to you. More power to you. I'll be intrigued, though, like, if he's doing it just because he thinks he's going to get more money, are you overplaying your hand? Because a lot with him, it's still on potential. Like, he was fine this year, right? But if you are a coach on another team that didn't really watch him play, you're not going to stumble across his stats and throw a wad of cash at him.
I tend to believe that when it comes to the portal, if you want to get more money, you almost always can. I mean, it's like the job market, right? Your current job will not pay you more than somebody who wants to hire you will, and that's just how it works. So I'm sure he'll get a payday. I mean, I've only heard of one dude who left and didn't get paid more, and that was Nico. And he's so bad that he's just going to stay now. He's given up on transferring, which I found funny. So, I mean, good luck to him. I mean, it could be a situation where Fran was like, go test your value, but I think it's fair to say with Fran, if a guy enters the portal, it's, there's no entry back in. That's a one-way.
See you later, my dude. It's especially from a position like that. If it's a back end roster, maybe there's room for you to find your way back because it's a little bit different. But yeah, with your starting running back, Fran moves on. He moves on real quick. Again, we're raising money tonight in support of the Food Bank of Central New York, where we're going to be matched up to $2,000, not $1,000. But $2,000. Go clickety click on the GoFundMe link that I just put in there. It'll take you right where you need to go to make a donation. And again, your donation will be matched by the generosity of our friends at Wild Birds Unlimited. So join us in raising money for the holiday season. Yeah, Jordan's pointing to Jordan's.
I failed.
I don't. You were pointing in directions above Jordan's head is the amount we've raised right now, $319 so far. To his left, you can see the information there. If you're say watching on your computer and you want to go, oh, let's scan it with my phone, you could do that. And if you just want to go clickety click or tap it with your thumb, that's why I put the link in the chat. So it's all there for you. It is all there.
Side note, I lovely QR code. They're helpful. Yeah. Remember when QR codes were going to be like the future of technology?
It was going to be
I feel like they under-delivered. They were like the Benny Williams of technological advancements.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Like, I've put the QR code on here because I have it. But if you're watching the show on your phone, there's you can't use it. Like, there's no way to utilize the QR code, which is why I've also put the link in the chat so you can actually utilize it. But so if you're watching on your phone, you can't. How do I can't make my phone take a picture of the thing to send me to the place. So yeah, there are some limitations with the way to. They need to do that so you can. Here's the next step in QR coding. That needs to be also tappable. So it's also like a link embedded into the QR. It needs to do double duty. Somebody get on this. Not us.
Some of them have to be.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how to make it do that, but somebody must, right? So
you might be able to screenshot it and then hold it, but I don't.
That seems like a lot of work. I want people want to tap. People don't want to do more work. If you want to, people want to donate to charity as easily as humanly possible. If we've learned everything. Oh, we have. Did something happen here? Is it gonna update? What do I gotta do here to make it? I thought I turned on the thing that. Come on. Update, didn't I? I did the
While
thing.
we try to update, anything else
Somebody
concerning?
donated.
I think I saw. Let's go. I think Josh Miller, the O lineman who played due to injury, was the most recent to enter the portal. James Hurd today, who him coming in was exciting, but you don't see that in freak out.
Did much, right? No.
Yeah, so I mean he played, but
He was
I
here
think
2
it was
years,
more
wasn't
so.
he?
West Virginia, if I recall.
Yeah, he was a West
right?
Virginia former 4-star type.
Most exciting thing with James Hurd was just the fact that they got him. I think I can't remember the play. I feel like he made like a splash play this season, but I'd say it's a win that out of everybody, Yasin is the one guy who's entered so far that you're freaking out about. I mean, Hornsby stinks, but he was a guy who in spring training, he was, running. I know they tell you guys it doesn't matter who's playing with who and what. No, it does. And Hornsby looked like he was being given every opportunity to be one of the top 3-4 guys, and he just didn't end up being one of the top 3-4 guys. I mean, the depth pieces that you lost stink, but besides Yasin, I think you're all cool. And honestly, there's probably a better fit than Yasin. So. I'm happy so far.
Yeah, like I don't think you can be even Yasin going. It's not shocking. Like it's like all right, well that's kind of annoying, but it's not Again, there's not much I don't think that can even be shocking when it comes to
No.
the portal these days. Let's see if this.
And you know what? He'll end up at like some Big Ten school that runs the ball besides like dudes from Iowa who eat corn for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and are shoo-ins for the NFL draft. And like, I'm happy for him because that's probably the type of offense he should be in. It's not the offense Syracuse is going to play. Syracuse gave him the chance and he took advantage of it, I guess, enough to go get a payday.
Yeah, here's well, we'll just lay it out. The one place where I'd be annoyed if he went is the place he was verbaled to initially, which was Pitt, because, man, Syracuse has been run up, over, around, and through by various Pitt running backs over the years. So, like, that wouldn't be very fun if Yasin just showed back up in a Pitt uniform, though it feels like you never know how many bridges are burned in processes like that. I'll be very interested to see if Pitt gets involved on the situation for sure. Very interested to see. If they get involved. But man, I mean, I go back, like, how much, like, that weekend when, like, Yasin committed, Hornsby committed, Ross committed. Those were the three main ones. That weekend had so much, it was so exciting at the time. Like, in real time, we're getting pictures of the hibachi and the cars, and Nick Williams is over here, and we got all this stuff. And it served its purpose, I suppose, at the time. But randomly, in hindsight, the purpose it served was only hype. Like, the guys that came in that weekend, and I don't think Kyle McCord was actually there that weekend. I think he showed up, like, he had already committed, but I don't think he actually was in town until the next weekend.
He didn't need hibachi. He
No.
was at Ohio State. The hibachi wasn't doing anything for him.
Like, he just
came
showed,
to
it's like,
sling the
all right,
rock.
I'll come and get a meal next week. But, like, of all the things that happened this week, it essentially didn't affect the program on the field almost at all, which is wild. How much, I guess, prisoners of the moment, right? Because at the time, it was like, this is the biggest weekend in Syracuse football in 25 years. I can't believe this is happening. And I still can't believe it happened. But now we're 2 years later, and it essentially didn't happen, which is kind of nuts. Kind of nuts when you think about
recruiting.
it. Yeah.
That's recruiting.
And this is, and I think this is all of our welcoming, right, to big time recruiting. The donations are going up. Thank you, people, for donating. I wish the refreshing, like, refresh. There we go. $359. We had 2 more donations coming. I wish it would auto refresh on the screen. I click the button that says it's going to do it. It lies, Jordan. It lies. But we're figuring out ways. It's on the screen. $359. Here, let's see who donated so I can properly toss a thank you. I mentioned Casey. Who else we got? Anonymous donated. Shout out to Anonymous. Good on you, Anonymous. Who else?
It's my boy.
Who else do we have? Oh, another Anonymous. Anonymous
Wow.
and Anonymous have both donated today. They're no word if they know each other, but shout out to the Anonymi as we are
Common name.
Yeah, very common.
Probably no relation.
Yeah. I don't know what their last name is. Probably not the same. Or is Anonymous their last name? I don't know.
No, it's anonymous.
Oh, Ann Nimis. Now I see.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Ann. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Ann, for a pair of $25 donations. So we're up to $359. We're raising that money. So click the link. It's still there. Click the link. The GoFundMe link. Click it. Donate. And it will be matched by our friends at Wild Birds Unlimited. I feel like I feel this would be going better, Jordan, if I had a bank of like local celebrities behind me answering the phones like on an old school telethon. Just if I just had them back there like phones, but connected to nothing, talking to nobody.
Someone can call me. I'll pick up.
Yeah. If you'd like to, and the link is pinned top of the chat, if you would like to video call the show, you're not required to give money live on the air, but we're not going to stop you. Like, you could call in and say you're doing it, and then we could hit the refresh button and make that all happen. So,
Refresh button, Brian. That brings me here. What was your reaction to not only Elijah Robinson ended up with just ultimately a refresh and back to where he was at A&M, and then Syracuse gets his replacement. Very kind of them, by the way, to wait to announce the new guy until Elijah had found a home. Got him from Penn State, so
from Clemson. He had been at Penn State.
Excuse me.
He's taken the tour. What's his name? I've forgotten his name. He feels like he's similar type guy.
It's a generic name.
It is an extremely generic name. Hang
But
on.
he's been around. He was at South Carolina for a bit too. Like he's done the thing. He's done the thing.
Where's the generic?
I was
name?
at the basketball game when it was announced, so admittedly, I was not sitting there doing a bunch of research on the guy.
I did some research. Where's his name? Generic, very generic name. Man, it's so generic I can't even find him. This is compelling internet. Oh wait, nope.
Look, I should know our soon-to-be defensive coordinator's name, but I saw Pete Thamel drop some news. It was a set-to-be situation. Like, Elijah's gone. I was like, all right, let's watch a Stonehill victory.
All right, that's what I can do. Pete Thamel, or I can just go to my Twitter because I retweeted it. And I think the best thing I did here out of this, the best usage of old footage I could get out of this, Jordan, is because this guy's most recent stop was Clemson. I got to break out the old Scott Schaefer F.U. Dabo gif, so I felt good about that. Like, it felt appropriate. It felt appropriate. His name, he still has a name here. John Scott. Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm feeling a strong John, but after I didn't know his name, I didn't wanna guess, but I was like, I'm feeling John here.
John Scott Jr. So it's so generic. He's got another one of him in his own family. That's how it is.
Yeah.
He was at just recently at Clemson. He's going to be the assistant head coach and the defensive run game coordinator. So so we'll be working tightly with Vince Karras, who just came over from Toledo, Penn State before that, South Carolina before that, Arkansas before that. He's also had stops in the NFL with the Lions, the Jets, among others. So there's they're filling it out, and we like to see that. And that's the guy with the bona fides. Again, what do we know about this guy? We don't know anything about this guy. As you know, Jordan, I do have Texas A&M sources. I'm well sourced in Aggie land. And my Texas A&M sources were still so dismayed by the loss in the first round of the college football playoffs that they were just upset by anything about the football team. They're like, Elijah, yeah. He's like, I'll be over this in all about 6 months. And then Texas A&M won the women's volleyball national championship the next day. So my sources' mood brightened, like there, maybe to there.
Okay.
Yeah. So he said, we're a volleyball school now. And then I think he'll come around to Elijah in a minute. I wish that Syracuse could have kept Elijah in that role, but I understand why not, right? A, he's getting demoted, and B, financially, I'm going to assume he's going to get paid again by, it was going to be LSU. He's probably going to make $1 million plus, which is what he was making before at Texas A&M. If you're not in the DC role at Syracuse, it's got to be really hard financially for them to pony up for a guy that's a fantastic recruiter, but if you're not a coordinator, your football budget does not roll in those SEC numbers.
You know what, Brian? I said you get paid more if you leave your job. The way to get around that is you leave and then you get paid and then you go back and you get paid more.
There you go.
So it's a great plan.
He just kept leaving. He was leaving in so many different directions. That's the plan.
Yeah,
we
other
like to
than
see.
that,
we have another donation coming in. Can I get the refresh? If I take it off the screen and then put it back on the screen. No, I like to. It doesn't refresh. The technology, Jordan. The donating is better than the technology. There we are. $409. Who do we got? Thank you, Mark Restino. Not anonymous. That is a real name. Thank you, Mark, for a $50 donation. We're up to $409 donated here. Again, the first $2,000 will be matched by Wild Birds Unlimited. And what we would like you to give during the show, because it's kind of fun to do like a telethon thing here, like the GoFundMe is not going to close, so you can, if you miss it now, if you happen to be, say it's tomorrow morning already and you're watching a replay of this show while you're stuck at work on Christmas Eve morning or something like that, you can donate right now. If now is then or then is now, you haven't missed it. So don't feel like, even if you're watching or listening later on the podcast, if you're listening later on the podcast, you can find links. How about this? If you're currently listening to this show on the podcast, go look at the description of this show, and future me has put the link in there for past you. Past me has put whatever. The link will be in the description.
Donate now.
Yes, and Jordan will subliminally get you to donate. All right.
Jen mentions how Scott coached Fran. One thing I like about all of these additions is, I mean, look, Elijah was his friend, right?
Hmm.
Nick Williams was like a younger guy, a cool, swaggy guy. He had a lot of cool, swaggy recruiters. And during the season, we heard a lot of Fran being like, I need to trust my gut. I need to be the
Yep.
coach. I need to make the decisions. It feels like rather than leaning into I need to make the decisions, what he's doing, he's getting a bunch of dudes with experience, dudes who maybe he's not friends with, but he sees more as like this guy could be a mentor.
Hmm.
And maybe Fran's like, hey, this recruiting thing, don't let him forget I was the best at it, the absolute best. Maybe I don't need all these guys to help me recruit. Maybe I can do that. And I just need guys who are going to actually coach football because I'm still learning that, but I don't have to learn any more recruiting. I like the direction he's going with a lot of these additions. And, you know, he's learning how to coach football. He's probably got learning to do with constructing a coaching staff as well. So I just like the general trend. Some of these guys we know a lot about, some of these guys we don't, but I think there is a theme that it's not like, oh, I'm bringing in my buddies, I'm bringing in like young dudes who can recruit and we'll see what they can do on the field. It's guys who he knows are going to go out there and get results and he can go to for answers and he's going to be confident in what they say.
Yeah, and I'd say, all right, say this was all happening 15 years ago, which obviously the college, I mean, even 5 years ago was completely different, but let's go 15 years ago where you were not rolling deep in recruiting staffers on your staff, and they literally just have a room full of people there. It's sardines in a room that are just, their whole job all day long is to go find tape of some guy somewhere and make contact with like everybody that's ever played football in the country. Before, your assistant coaches had to do all of that. Well, now your assistant coaches, it's still important because, you know, who's allowed on the road and you want to have a relationship with your coach and all that, but they don't have to do all of the work. So I think Fran's realizing, all right, let's get some football coaches that can relate to the guys, sure, but that can coach it up. And then yes, I'm the head coach, but I can also really focus on being the recruiting closer when it comes to it. At least this is what I'm assuming what his plan is, and that plan makes a lot of sense to me when you look at how large these staffs are now. When you have 8 million coaches and football analysts and your recruiting office is, you know, stacked to the gills, that you have people that are specializing in recruiting, so it's okay if your assistants are specializing in football.
Yeah. Especially with what we've seen. Like he's confident he can go out and get dudes, but he needs X's and O's. He also needs development. Like I think that's something I've been hearing people talk about a lot more. I think this was a conversation actually with my boy Mike. Shout out to the Glass. I'm going to steal his take, but I'll credit him for it.
Okay.
Dino developed. Can he, my friend, he was like, can we bring Dino in as a coordinator so he can develop the guys? Fran reels him in. And then the press conferences would just be absolutely wacky. Dino would quote some like silent movie from the 50s. Yes, I know what I said. Dino would find a way to do it. And then Fran would be like, I don't know about all that, but this guy, this is a cool cat.
I'll tell you this, of all the recent former Syracuse head coaches, speaking of development, that would be wildly helpful to have on staff. And I know these are things they can't, I mean, they could happen, but they won't. If Doug Marrone was the offensive line coach, I'd feel so much better about life. Because that dude, you talk about development, you know, Syracuse has had good O-line coaches through here and bad O-line coaches through here. They've had great offensive linemen over the years. Our guy, Adam Terry. They've had crap offensive lines here, a lot of them recently. Doug Marrone is the best offensive line coach I've ever seen in person. Not that and he was the head coach at the time, and they had an O-line coach. But Doug, much like Fran does with the secondary, Doug got all up in what the line was doing. And with him, it was really, really technique-based, which is development. Like, under Doug's tutelage, they took Mackie McPherson and turned him into a really, really good center. Like, they took the former coach's grandson and turned him into a really, really good center. So, I wish, I don't know if the new guy can do that, the Castillo that's been all over the place, but you need an O-line coach, I think, to really, really develop this thing.
The younger listener and viewership, when you said technique, knows why I was laughing. Big SpongeBob thing.
Oh.
Teach him to jellyfish.
Sorry.
But yeah, not to Not to pull a hard left or right on you, but
With you, it's going to go to SpongeBob. I didn't see it coming.
yeah.
It is a Marty
So
Moose
that's
rug,
what's up.
Ryan. Yes.
Yes. Also, Jen, I think you are the wild bird chatter of the day, if that's a thing.
Wow.
It is. My boy Mike Pattison, shout out to him. Not to just completely cut on you, but got to the players, got to the coaches. I shouldn't be this optimistic about hoops after a 29-point win, but here's what has me optimistic, Brian, unless you have anything else on football.
I think we're good on football. Again, if you'd like to donate to our fine endeavor here today, we're raising money on behalf of the Food Bank of Central New York. 'Tis the season, and all holiday season will be matched up to the first $2,000 by our good friends at Wild Birds Unlimited. And Jordan has a moose mug from famous Christmas movies. You can donate right there to that link, and it will all be matched by our friends at Wild Birds Unlimited, up to and including $2,000. So give till it hurts, or give till it feels good. I don't know why they say give till it hurts. Give until you feel good about what you've accomplished. How about that? We can be positive this holiday season. But
A
yeah,
masochist came up with that phrase.
yeah, give till it hurts. No, more. You feel good about yourself. Not enough then. Yeah.
With blood, that certainly doesn't work. Like if you give blood till it hurts, that's not good.
They're like, eat another drink of juice.
Isn't that like the whole plot of the Saw movies?
He passed out. All right, great job donating.
But it wasn't on the court what I saw that made me optimistic, Brian. And maybe I'm reading too much into this. We've covered enough SU teams to know that some of the teams seem to, have a lot of good chemistry. Some of them don't. There are some odd guys out. After the game, that was a rowdy, excited locker room. Nate George, your friendly Canadian, before certain guys were leaving, like Akir, like he headed out early. I'm sure a lot of guys were heading out early for travel purposes.
Yeah, I'd say that is the fastest emptying locker room of the entire season. Like that locker room empties faster than it does after a 50-point loss. Like people get out of there on this day.
Yeah, but like before he left, like Nate George made sure it wasn't just like a simple bye, got up, did the handshake, hugged him. Like it was rowdy in the back to where when I asked JJ about it, he's like, no, don't ask about all that. I'm like, no, nothing specific. Like, but like there was a sense of relief, but there's also a sense of togetherness. And I do think that goes a long way. Some people have been trying to act like, oh, these guys, very few, but on social media especially, like a lot of these guys are just waiting for the season to end. The guys don't believe in Coach Autry. Like they're going to leave. They're going to hit the portal. They're sick of all this crap. Like they all definitely are very close. They talk all the time about how close they are off the court. And I think that's really going to help them with their backs against the wall. Because let's be real, they have to be near perfect, I guess. Like not near perfect, but they have to exceed ACC expectations to make the tournament. Yep. And I think they're in this together. Like they're fighting for their brothers. They're not just going out there doing their thing. That gave me a lot of hope. I don't know if it should, but it did.
Yeah, I mean, because it is like we've all covered teams that they don't get along great. Not fun. Like even almost regardless of the results on the court. Like if you're covering a team and they don't like each other, but they're still winning, the vibes are still so weird. They're like, even if you don't quite know what's happening, you're like, what the hell is going on in here? Like you guys are killing it. Like something is off. And yeah, I get the sense of you that there's nothing off when you look at that, which is good. On the court, and I've done my fair share of questioning this guy. Welcome back, Nate George. Like, I get the opponents. I get it was Northeastern. I get it was Stonehill. But he hadn't played like that against anybody. And I get that he had the flu, apparently. He did not have the flu going back to early November. Like, he did not have the 2-month flu, I don't think, unless somebody wants to get back at me with some different medical theories. So the fact...
The dreaded 2-month flu.
Yeah, he just really dragged down by the 2-month flu. But he played, like, tactically aggressive the last 2 games in a way that he had not played all season, where it wasn't, yes, he scored, but it wasn't to me about the scoring. It was about that he was willing to force the action, and it just made things at least happen. And I think that's massive. If he's willing to keep doing that, you add back in Donnie. I think now we can at least return to having just at least a wee bit of hope as we head toward Clemson coming up in 8 days now.
Yeah. Now, part of my concern is in both those games, he was taking, I don't want to say questionable, but step back threes, like they were bouncing in, they were going his way.
Yeah.
Which way does the confidence go if that doesn't go in? But I also think the point was made to him. Look, we know you're a great passer. You have nobody to pass to if you don't force the issue. I do agree with you. We've saw what we wanted. I'm so impressed with JJ, man. Like, go if you are like a kid. I don't know what the kid basketball player demo is for our show. And you want to learn how to impress your coaches, go watch JJ play defense for like the opening 5 minutes of that game. He was on everybody, jumping for, loose balls, making quick decisions, going hard to the rack, which this team has not been doing. And it's been annoying me. Like,
yeah,
I'm not saying be reckless, but go in there like you're not afraid of getting blocked or like you're not worried about getting hurt. Just the way JJ plays, a guy who's been doubted a lot, he's like the engine for this team. And if you have that Nate George and that JJ, and they're both that aggressive, sets the tone for everybody. I think that's what's going to, carry this team this whole season. Because I think to an extent, what you're getting from Donnie in terms of the scoring.
Yeah.
But Nate, we don't. And JJ, we didn't. And if JJ can keep shooting consistently, being aggressive, and Nate can keep scoring to open up the passing, and they have Donnie, I mean, you have the potential for those three guys to combine for 60 in a big game if they need it, which is, going to get you there if they're playing that level 5 defense.
Yes. And I'll say this, like if you want to study JJ, and you mentioned his defense, put on his defensive tape last year. And then put on his defensive tape this year. And if you can't tell the difference between the two, like I don't know what to do for you, because you talk about effort and intensity on defense, and it is effort. That's like you've decided to do it. JJ decided to do it this year, and full credit to him on that. For George, you mentioned like the step back threes and all that. That stuff, yeah, they happen to go in. The plays I was excited about, like, all right, Syracuse got just absolutely annihilated by the zone against Hofstra a week and a half ago. The last few opponents tried to do zone, and Nate's like, oh, that's cute, and just drove it straight between the two guys at the top. Honestly, it's that stuff. It's getting to the rim, and that because of that, now he's one of your best free throw shooters. He's getting to the line. Like, his shots will fall, they won't fall. Like, they happen to fall, that'll come and go. It's the other stuff that stood out to me. And now, all right, this is what's so interesting, because he is a transfer. He's new to this team. We hadn't seen him play like this. But what he's not new to is what's happening next. He's played 2 full ACC seasons, so I'll be very intrigued to see if he can take it, hit the ground running against Clemson next week, because that's not new to him, right? Like, he's done that all before. Like, that should be old hat in some ways. He knows what to do.
Old hat?
Old hat. You don't know old hat? Is old hat a generational divide? You don't know old hat?
I've never heard old hat.
Never heard old hat?
Old hat?
Interesting.
That's old hat?
Old hat. Yeah, it's like, I don't even know where old hat comes from. I'll have to look that up. Something old.
Chat, back me up here. Should I know old hat?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Old hat. No old hat. Old hat meaning.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm excited. And I think that the fact that, look, early they were relying on Kyan. Kyan Anthony has been, haven't really seen much of him.
No.
I mean, Kyan wasn't in the locker room post game, and Kyan's like the instant clip. You need him. And he didn't need to be, because really that's, I don't want to say how little of an impact he had, but you didn't finish that game and think about Kyan. You're thinking about, like, I wanted to talk to Akir Soare before Kyan, just to be like, dude, like, that was a good first shot you made. What was the second shot there, my guy?
Your shot selection was very guarded up until shot 2.
So that's really encouraging, and a thing that I think we're going to go back to, hopefully, and look at and say, wow, this really helped the team. I think NBA is a place where you see it a lot, where a star player gets hurt, and then the guys play for him throughout the season, which is important, but obviously not as meaningful as tournament time, postseason time, the home stretch.
Yep.
And everybody who got to fill in was better. And I think Sadiq White just got a big jump start into his college career. And I think that's going to benefit him because now when he comes in for those 12 minutes, like not only does he know what to do, but he's played way more. So he's hopefully not going to get gassed out. He knows what's expected of him. He's figured out what he should do and what he shouldn't. I still would like him to shoot that open three more. I liked when he did it in, the Stonehill game. He got that one, he shot it. I need him shooting more than 2 threes in 5 games personally. Like I think 1 a game for him is fine.
1 a game's good.
But I think that's going to help him a lot, honestly. If they can survive what it cost them, which ultimately might be the Hofstra game, I think that Sadiq having all this experience is going to be huge down the stretch.
Yeah, and quick thank you to Ryan in the chat. Ryan Mullen just dropped 50 buccarinos on us. We're up to 459. Ryan, I will say this. I don't want to dissuade you from further donations, but looking at your donation here, I think you click the button to do that monthly. So just letting you know there, like if you're willing to love up the food bank every month, like they're not going to say no to it. But just letting you know what button you click there, buddy. Just so you're not getting another withdrawal next month. I'm like, what did I do? Like we want intentional charity, not accidental charity when it comes to our program. But yeah, here we'll pop the links right there in the chat if you'd like to hop on and donate some money here to the Food Bank of Central New York. Ryan's correcting. All right, Ryan's on it. What the 50 is still excellent, Ryan. Like I'm not throwing any shade at 50. I'm just saying like that would turn to 600 real quick. Overly generous. So, but thank you for the 50. I'd say that's an excellent amount to donate to the cause. That's
you don't want to be given new hat every month, Ryan.
Hey, okay, so I did look it up. The term old hat, Jordan, means out of date. First appeared in the early 1900s as an allusion to a beat-up felt hat that shows wear to repeated use, yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, it's... Yeah,
you're using phrases from the early 1900s. Good for you.
Yeah, that's right. Interestingly, old hat in the earlier meaning popular in the late 1600s. It was talking about private parts and whatnot. That took a weird turn that I wasn't expecting. So that is not what I was talking about with Nate George. Not at all.
Yeah,
what the old hat we were talking about with Nate George. Okay, there we go. Old hat. So you've got SpongeBob's and Grover. I've got old hat. Ironically, you're usually the one wearing a hat, and you don't have a hat on right now. For this day of old hatness. Link pin top of the chat if anyone would like to join the show today. So non-con play complete here, 9-4. Like, yeah, you'll kick yourself over the Houston game, but obviously, losing that game wasn't unexpected at all. You lose Kansas, and then Iowa State turned out to be just a crazy opponent to play. In the third game, you got Tennessee. The Hofstra game's one that might nag at you. Like, Donnie misses most of the time. Where are you on the team right now, Jordan? Like, are you good? Are you bad? Like we've ridden a roller coaster here for the last month. It feels like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful, but not from a place of if they take care of business, they're a tournament team. It's from we've seen non-tournament teams, and this is one of them. You can't do the shoulda, coulda, woulda, if and but. But I think it's fair to say if they had beaten Hofstra and Houston, both very doable, the narrative would not be this team has work ahead of itself.
No.
The narrative would be if this team just wins the games it should win and maybe gets an upset and then wins a game or two in the tournament, depending on seeding. This is a tournament team. And again, it could cost them, but it's clearly a good team. I think it's all going to come down to how quickly does Donnie come in and make an impact? And like I said, I know the scoring is going to be there, but we just see it too many times where once William Kyle gets up in the air and has to go out there and, take himself out of the play,
Yeah.
there's nothing really behind him. I'm excited for what Donnie's going to do for that. So do I think they have, what it takes to make the tournament? Yes. I'm not predicting them to do it, but I don't know. I'm optimistic still. And I think that's a lot more than you could say at this time last year.
Oh, yeah. This time last year, it was doom and gloom and rightly deserved. And then, very shortly after this time last year is when Donnie got hurt. And then, all of the wheels came off. This time last year was when we were in the time where JJ was hurt. It just felt like they were totally lost at sea. When Donnie comes back, and again, do we have any idea what to expect? No. We have, I have less than zero idea what to expect. The dude's dunking in warm-ups.
He's tall.
Yeah, he's very tall. He hasn't played in a month. He's... he was the team's best player when he got hurt, so it's very possible they're adding, we kind of forgot about this, right? They might be adding their best player back into the mix, which is significant. Then you look at Sadiq. I'll be very intrigued to see how the rotation goes. It's hard to take the minutes away from Sadiq, right? He's playing 20-ish a game. I mean, maybe one or two get trimmed. Donnie's got to play his minutes. I think, the Donnie with Sadiq lineup is going to play more, which is the Donnie at the 5, or Donnie with Betsy. I think Betsy's minutes may come back just a little bit because, as good as he's been, he's also very inconsistent. I'll be really intrigued to see how that works out, shakes itself out going forward.
Yeah. Well, I've been seeing a lot of Tyler Betsy needs to do more things than just shoot, which you're not wrong. I've seen
which
some
he
people
did
saying
in the Northeastern game, and I thought it was great.
Yes. But here's my thing is, remember, if I'm not mistaken, when Betsy was coming in early in the season, he wasn't playing a lot of 4. He was coming in at the 3, no?
Was he?
Am I making that up? I thought he was playing 3.
You could do that also. Betsy could be, you could go Betsy, Freeman, and Kyle / Sadiq. You can. The beauty of what you have here is you can go small. You can go small with Donnie at the 5. You can go big with. You could play Betsy. You could play Donnie at the 3 if you got crazy about it. I don't think that's really in the cards. But if you put Donnie, Sadiq, and Kyle on the court all at the same time, it wouldn't be the craziest thing. I don't think they'll do it, but it wouldn't be ludicrous. I think you have a lot of options here going forward.
Yeah. In terms of Betsy, though, that's what I like is that. I agree. I think it'll be a combination of him and Sadiq because, look, Sadiq has been good, but for a Division I ACC power forward, he still could use a little more meat on his bones for what he lacks in, just size. He makes up for in aggressiveness, but don't get confused. He is going to get bodied by some teams in ACC play. Let's call it what it is. And that is where I think you can get rid of those minutes. You'll have a Donnie who makes up for it in length along with William Kyle. And then you can have a Betsy for a little more size, but also shooting at the 3 and just go with a little bigger lineup. I don't know what you do with the minutes because also we were talking about Donnie at the center. How good William Kyle played impact how much you want to do that? Realistically, I think Suarez out of every guy, he's the one who he's been getting in the 10-ish. He's going to be a 4-minute-a-game guy.
That's an easy place to grab minutes from without taking it from Sadiq. And while I'm perfectly fine with Suarez as a backup center from defensive purposes, I am much more fine with playing those 3 guys when you look at White, Kyle, especially Kyle now, right? And Donnie. I'm much more fine with...
Suarez is going to be big, though, because some ACC teams going to make William Kyle have 2 fouls in 5 minutes. Yeah. It's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, 100% that'll happen. And it might happen in a game that you got to win, right? It might not be in a throwaway game. It could happen against Clemson coming up, and not that you have a must-win game on December 31st. It would be really wise. I look at the schedule here. The first 5-ish games of ACC play here for Syracuse, Duke, Carolina, Louisville, they're all later. You got Clemson and Pitt and Boston College and Notre Dame and Georgia Tech up front. You have, you gotta go because if you don't start strong, it's going to get really, really hard in about a month.
Yeah, out of all those games, I look at it and I think, and it doesn't really matter with those teams, but Clemson's the only one I feel like you can kind of slip, right? You don't want to lose a game to BC. You don't want to lose a game to Notre Dame, who, to answer your question, Jen, what school has as many injuries as us? It might not be as many, but losing Marcus Burton again for Notre Dame, brutal.
Because they don't have anybody else. They got Shrewsbury, and that's it.
Exactly. And, hopefully Syracuse doesn't let him hit 10 freaking threes, because that's going to happen once ACC play starts. Yeah. There's that one guy on every ACC team who's going to go out and have a career game. But out of those games you mentioned, if you drop Clemson, then okay, you can move on from that. But I don't want to see him losing to BC or Georgia Tech or Pitt or
like you took Georgia Tech's best player. You better go down there and beat him, right?
I would hope. And you took his friend.
Yeah, you took his best player and his friend. And,
you hit him in the X's and O's and in the locker room.
Yeah, you X'd him, mowed him, you jimmied, you joed him, you did the whole thing. Losing at BC, you got to beat BC. You got to beat Notre Dame. You can't lose games like that. The Clemson game, somebody looked it up after the game, post-game, on yesterday, I think we were talking about it. It might have been Saturday, but I think it was yesterday. And Bart Torvik, who, the numbers, has it as literally as a 1-point game right now. So expecting a close game. Red said it after the game, expecting a lot of close games. My main worry now, right, is that if Syracuse is playing in close games, the free throws are really going to be kind of important. I've heard they matter.
They've got Donnie now.
That's true. Donnie actually can. Here's the one thing where you
can play Donnie at the center at the end of the game.
You can play Donnie at the center, and your point guard, who's also a very good free throw shooter, has shown the ability to get to the line the last few games. Those would be honestly, late in games, I'd say the three I'd probably want at the line are George, Donnie, and Kings. He'd probably be the third I'd go with, because it's not JJ. You feel embarrassed to be drinking your burned dairy nog out of your Maker's Mark hand dip. You should never feel embarrassed about your nog, Ryan. Though my glass is admittedly very fancy for no good reason whatsoever. And
mine is whatever the opposite of fancy is.
Yeah, yours is intentionally. No, I'll go kitschy. It's kitschy. Do I have to define kitschy to go with old hat?
You don't have to define it, but I'll be on Google after.
It's a movie prop. It's kitschy. It's the mug. It's Clark Griswold's mug.
Tacky?
No, I didn't say tacky. It's done with it's done with intent. I think in the movie Clark's mug was probably tacky, but now 40 years later, it's kitschy because it's an homage. How's that? Yeah?
I feel like you're just making stuff up.
Of course. That's how this works. We're breaking down eggnog.
I like Kings shooting free throws, by the way, but he gets to the line so seldom now that I've almost forgotten whether or not you can trust him at the line.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I like the idea. Donnie is he's a guy that's going to take a lot. What I really like about George the last two games is he took a lot. So when you have a guy that's a good free throw shooter, and B is at least in a rhythm from the game, you feel pretty good about it. Do you want to, Jordan? Should we break down our nogs here before we go? Again, if you'd like to donate to the cause here tonight, as Ryan most recently has done, we've got the updated total on the screen. There's the link to the Go Fund Me. We're $4.59 to the good so far. Again, that will be fully matched up to $2,000 by our friends at Wild Birds Unlimited, because today we're feeding people. Not just
before we get into it, Brian.
Yes,
I'm blind. Was it Casey with a K or a C?
It was a K.
Okay. Shout out Casey.
It was Casey with a K. It was a K-A-C-E-Y, Casey, according to the alert I got from the old fundraiser, and it was Ryan with a R, R-Y-A-N. Who I think,
love both of them.
Yeah, we and it was anonymous with an A. We had a few anonymouses with an A. So we got that as well. Well, there was another anonymous in there as well. We've got four anonymous donations today, or three today, and one from a few days ago. So thank you to all our anonymous friends out there. All right, so what the heck did I say my nog was called? I already forgot the name of it. I took a picture of it, thankfully.
Maola?
Yeah, Maiola. This was Costco nog. Costco's in the nog game as well. So, we do the Burn Dairy. We do a lot of local nog around here. And obviously we We recommend this. This Myola, it says farmer-owned Myola local dairies. Now you gotta spin the here. You can there's the picture. There's getting some glare. There's the picture I took of it sitting on my counter.
Their logo looks like a AAA baseball team logo.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, you'd wear that on a hat. They're local dairies, but it also says they're local to like Virginia. So they didn't say anything about local to here. This is, I'm not going to get as in depth in my nog rating as you do. That we don't want to step on the experts' toes here. This is an acceptable nog. It's not causing me to retch like your nog did last week, but it's not hanging out with the Burn Dairy, with the Hood, with the with the classics. But like I'll keep drinking it. It's a good nog, but it's not. We love Costco, but don't make a trip just for the nog. How about that? But I'm not pouring it down the drain. And we're conserving water, so we're drinking nog, full on nog right now.
You might have to shower with that soon.
That's true. I think you want to flush the toilets with your nog from last week. We're gonna just shower with nog.
I didn't even finish the Southern Comfort, Brian, so that should say something. It's still in there. It'll get finished, but not yet.
What?
I had to scooch it out of the way to open this one.
You hated it. You loathed that nog.
No, because it's nog, Brian.
That nog brought you zero joy. No joy.
It's like pizza. It's like if it's pizza and it's there, like I'm gonna eat it. It's nog.
Yeah, but you were angry at that nog. Just angry.
Yeah, I'm angry at a lot of things. I'm on a hiatus from sports betting right now. It makes me angry, but you know what? I go in there and I do it. Except I don't. And maybe I'm done. I'm not done with nog. Hood Vanilla.
Okay.
It's a solid nog. Now, it's very different from the Southern Comfort, which is nice. That was just thick. That was viscous. That was not a good texture. This Hood Vanilla was very thin. And what was interesting, I think it was thinner than the Hood Pumpkin, which doesn't make sense. You'd think same texture.
Maybe the pumpkin was a thickening agent to your nog.
It might have. They had different viscosities. This is I want to default to melted vanilla ice cream, but it's a little bit more than that. It has a little more flavor than just like that fake, delicious, wonderful vanilla. It's just a little thin. It's very drinkable, right? You don't drink it and get sick of it. Okay. I've had some, and maybe it's just because this glass is like a quarter of what I normally have.
Yeah, you normally work with a glass that could eat that glass.
Mm-hmm. But like it leaves you wanting more, Brian. And this vanilla eggnog, I'm going to give it a 7.5, which is right in the middle of my rankings, right? It's right below the pumpkin because the pumpkin had that flair, and I'm a pumpkin guy. Yeah. Another person might have had it above the pumpkin. That was a 7.7.
Like me, because I hate pumpkin.
Yes.
Well documented.
Now, this is where the don't get confused by the score and the player comp comes into play, because I have JJ Starling as the Southern Comfort Vanilla, not the terrible one, but the other one, as a 6.9. This 7.5 is going to be Sadiq White.
Okay.
It's good. It's a little on the thinner side, Brian. It could be a little thicker for what it's trying to do here, but it leaves me wanting more. And that's what we're getting with Sadiq White as Donnie Freeman comes back into this lineup. Is I think we saw a lot of what Sadiq can do, but I still think there's room to improve. I still think that three-point shot can become consistent. I still think for everything that we've seen from him, we haven't really seen much of his offensive game. Like he's in the post a little bit. He's a rim runner, but I still want a little more from Sadiq, and I'm excited to see it develop. And it's just like this knock, it could thicken up a little, but ultimately I want more of it, and it's doing good in the role that it is.
There we go. So Sadiq White is the Hood Vanilla Nog, a 7.5 on the Nog scale, and Jordan now has a Clark Griswold Moose glass. Are you going to, here's the question I ask for you about the Moose glass before we go. With Christmas obviously right around the corner, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Usually, you like your nog in you're going like pint glass nog. This glass is a little daintier for the occasion. So, are you going to be drinking your nog out of that because it's a cool nog vessel and just filling more often, or are you going back to your volume play due to your love of nog?
I don't know, man, because
It's a tiny glass.
And it's. I'm just looking
But
at
it's
the
a
moose
great. I mean, it's a
eye to eye,
classic.
and it's really. I mean, look at him. Look at him.
It's a classic. Like, there is no more classic eggnog vessel in the history of cinema than the one you're holding in your hand right now. It's the number
Shout
one
out,
eggnog
Mike.
glass of all time.
I mean, it's just tough. Oh my gosh, before I answer you, Brian, we got a lot of new chatters as we sound like we're wrapping up soon. So donate. Got the link in the chat.
For those
got
that
the
are just
QR code
electronic,
there.
Holmesy, what's up? There's the link. Give us your money.
What's up,
There we go.
guys?
Get the
Appreciate you being here.
get in there. We've
Thank
raised
you.
$459 to our goal so far, and again, everything up to $2,000 will be immediately matched by our
Matched.
friends at Wild Birds Unlimited. Shout out to Matt for taking care of that for us. We kind of slapped this whole thing together last minute, but I think it's gone quite swimmingly.
Yeah.
So,
So to answer your question, this might be a bit glass because, like, on one hand, it helps me consume less nog, which I've been told I should do.
I mean, if and when you finally get a doctor, which I know is hard to these days, they might frown upon. Did you find a doctor? Never mind. You got a doctor, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I got a physical a while ago. I was a
Okay.
little surprised.
Did
Like
you-
I hadn't had a physical in a while, and I thought there was more to it. I guess we'll leave it at that. I left feeling it felt like a Seinfeld skit, like that was it. Like he didn't even. All right, so
Okay.
But
Did they ask about your eggnog consumption? They may question that.
no,
All right.
no,
Okay.
no.
That's
I
right.
might. This will probably be a bit glass, but because here's the other thing too.
Good
Say I
bit.
put like some sort of alcohol in the eggnog, like
Yeah,
now
your
you have
ratio.
no room
You're
for
out of room for a proper ratio.
yeah. If the nose filled up, I think you could make it work.
That's a good point. Yeah, you've lost a lot of nose volume.
The
area.
antlers.
If
The
the antlers filled up,
filled
you'd be spilling all over your damn self. Like that wouldn't work out very well at all. You don't need the antlers
So yeah,
filled up.
it'll just be our thing. I don't know if I'm going to use it on the reg. It'd be a good I don't take shots a lot. This feels like it would be a good double shot glass.
I'd say that's a healthy shot right there.
But not, like the double shot.
All right.
Like if you're making one of those mix shots, which I think are dumb. If you're having a delicious drink, why take it in shot form?
Yeah.
But if you're doing one of those, this feels like a good double shot glass.
Okay. Yeah, we might have to do some measurement on that just to see if you're working on that. All right, so link pinned in the chat if you'd like to donate. If you are consuming this after the fact, if you're not with us live on Tuesday and you've made it all the way to the end of the show, the link is in the description of the show on YouTube where you are watching it. If you're listening to it back on the podcast, the link is also in the description of the show. This GoFundMe will stay active for a few more days still to donate money right to the Food Bank of Central New York. And they've made it easy where the donation goes totally hands off. It goes to them, and then GoFundMe routes it directly where it needs to go. So that's fantastic because they partner with nonprofits and the whole thing. Jordan is now doing shots of water out of his Clark Griswold eggnog mousse. Okay.
I think that was an
how'd
appropriate
that go?
double shot.
Okay. Do you feel good
was
about
good.
it? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. There we are. All right. So that's going to bring an end to our final TPS report pre-Christmas. I don't know what we're doing next week yet. That's a next week problem. We'll figure that out.
I just found out the game's at 2 p.m. on New Year's Eve,
Yeah.
Brian. I had no freaking clue.
There is a game 2:00 on New Year's Eve afternoon. That is a fact. So yeah,
they got the ESPN2 slot. Like I get it. Every single game this year for both, men's basketball and football is for TV scheduling purposes. But I had to set a calendar and reach out to my boss this morning, and I was like, "Hey, taking Wednesday off." He's like, "I was wondering why you weren't taking Wednesday off." So
it's like I didn't know.
yeah, so I don't know what we're doing, Brian. I don't know. We're not going to have a show Wednesday, I'm going to assume.
No, we'll rock a
Thursday's
post-game
New
show
Year's
for that.
Day,
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. I suppose
Oh,
we're gonna
no?
but like we could do Tuesday again, but literally nothing will have happened. So we may we may just wrap the year for now and reconvene again.
You're out on New Year's Day?
26. I mean, I'm not really feeling doing a show on New Year's Day night at like 8 o'clock. I'm just not.
No.
I don't.
It's kind of a fake holiday.
I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really I'm not down with the vibes of that. I'm just I'm not, like there'll be playoff games on. There'll be college the quarterfinals on the the Rose Bowl into
I'm on vibes.
Something.
So if it's vibes, then say no more.
Yeah, like I'm not vibing with it right now. Maybe vibes will change by next week. We still have lots of time between now and then, so vibes could switch. But for now, Merry Christmas to you, Jordan. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all out there. Thanks for getting this channel cooking here in 2025. People are up to, at last check, I think 527 on the subscriber count. Again, you can become a member of the channel. You can shoot out the stuff in the chats as well. All great stuff that we will continue to add on as we head toward 2026. Thank you all for your generosity to our holiday food drive in support of the Food Bank of Central New York. Link remains in the chat and everywhere you go if you would like to tack on to that going forward. But thanks for joining tonight. Have a great holiday season, and we'll see you when we see you.
Thanks for watching the 315 with Brian Higgins. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on. We'll see you next time.